Welcome back everyone to another Hero RR video, and I am exhausted, been riding all day in the heat, and I have a subscriber question for you guys today, so we're gonna get right to it, riding the old BMW. I got an email this morning from a subscriber. I forget his name, I'm sorry, I'm kind of reading this off of memory. But he was saying he wants to ride, he doesn't know how, never been on a bike before, but his girlfriend won't let him. Apparently her father passed away on a motorcycle, and she has a thing that she doesn't want him to ride or she will break up with him, basically. And he said that he tried negotiating with her already about it, getting a smaller bike. He said he even tried getting a Honda Grom, but she wouldn't even consider that. No bikes at all. I'm going off of memory. I'm sorry if I'm getting any of the details wrong, but I'm pretty sure you said you were together for a year. You live together. You've been together for, oh no, I'm sorry, you don't live together. You've been dating for a year, and you just want to get a motorcycle. You've always wanted one, but you didn't have the money for one, and you finally got the money, but now she won't let you have one. First off, I just want to say that this is more of a relationship advice video than a motorcycle advice video. Her telling you she doesn't want you to get a bike is coming from a place of love. She's not, I know it might seem hurtful that she's threatening a breakup over it, and I know it might seem annoying to you that she's having this thing, because apparently she never told him about it until after they had already been dating for a while, and it just came up that he wanted to get the bike, and she just brought up that no, she wouldn't allow it. Again, it comes from a place of love, but I can understand your frustration. I mean, you said you've been watching me for years now, which means you've wanted a bike for years, and you've probably wanted a bike longer than you've known her. So it does kind of stink that she's telling you you cannot get one. Her father passed away on a bike, and that is absolutely destructive on a person's mind. It absolutely is. I mean, dealing with that kind of loss, I can totally understand where she's coming from. She doesn't want to lose you too. She doesn't want to lose her future husband, the father of her kids, like she lost her dad. Try to understand where she's coming from. And that's coming from a rider. If you really, really want to ride, and it's something you really want to do, then you have to understand that the possibility of her leaving you is real, but you're gonna have to take it. I don't think you should stay with her and not ride, because I don't think you'll be happy. Given this situation, if a breakup happens, it was necessary, because I understand from her perspective and her trauma of losing her parent, and I understand from your perspective and your passion and something you want to do and making you happy. I couldn't imagine not riding. I really couldn't. You said you never even mentioned it to her until you wanted to get one. Although it's a little weird to me that if you've always wanted to ride, how did it not come up sooner? How would you not mention it to her at all in the year you've been together? This should have came up a long time ago. I kind of think that's on you. I think you have a decision to make, man. I think you need to basically write down the pros and cons of each decision. You have decision A, decision B. The decision you need to make is whether or not you want to ride, and if you want to accept the consequences and the potential consequences that follow through with that. Now, everybody signs a contract when they ride, a virtual, spiritual contract that we all understand that we could die. We all understand that we could get hurt. We all understand all of those things, and we still decide to ride because we're willing to put our mortality on the line in order to do something we want to do. And just like that, you're going to have to put not just your mortality online, but possibly your relationship. If you decide to yourself, I really want to ride my motorcycle, or I really want to buy a motorcycle, and I can't imagine going my entire life never getting to experience that, which would be tough. I think life is all about experiences, and I think it's really important that if this matters, and if this is as important as you say it is to you, then I really have a hard time saying that you should choose her over it. Because even if you somehow just try to deal with it, after a year, I mean, this is how you feel after 1 year. Imagine 2 years, 4 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years, you laying on your deathbed as an old man, looking at your children and grandchildren, and just, you hear a motorcycle roll by the hospital window, and you think to yourself, I never even got to ride one. Like, that is horrifying to me, that scenario. I mean, I've heard stories of people who have had, in their 30s, their young 30s, they went to lay down and take a nap and never woke up again, had a brain aneurysm and died in their sleep. I mean, it can happen. It can happen to any of us at any time. So I just think it's kind of silly to not ride because you're worried about dying. I really do. And because, you know what, I don't actually think riding's dangerous either. And here's my argument I would make to your girlfriend. When you look at riding statistics and people dying on their bikes, now this is a tough one because her father passed, so you gotta tread lightly on this one to not offend her. But was he riding with a Snell rated helmet? Was he wearing high vis? Did he take a motorcycle safety class? Was his motorcycle tires in good condition? Like, there's so many different things. When I look at statistics of riders who perish, were they even wearing a helmet? A large number of those statistics, they're not even wearing a helmet. And if they are wearing a helmet, they're not a Snell rated helmet. Well, the more you file it down on the gear and the type of riding they do, you can mitigate your risk extremely low while riding to where it's actually really safe. And again, nothing's completely safe. You can't wrap yourself in bubble wrap and live your life that way. But you're gonna have to eventually take some risks. So it's all about mitigating those risks. So I think for you, what you have to do is you have to prove to her that you've done everything in your power to mitigate the risks. Tell her you would spend X amount of money on the gear. You would take these riding courses. Tell her that you would take the riding courses. Tell her you just want to take the riding course. Tell her, hey, I just want to get my license. I want to take the riding course. I want to get all that in place. I won't get the bike yet. And we'll just revisit it. Maybe I won't even like riding, but I want to learn how to ride. And there's nothing dangerous about riding in a parking lot at the MSF course. If she says no to that, then I think she's just being unreasonable on a personal level. Like, I just think she's being unreasonable. Anyway, man, good luck with whatever you decide to do. Feel free to email me back with your decision. I'm interested. I don't have to make a video on it. I'll just email you back with no video response. Be an adult. You're an adult. You're allowed to do it. Make your decision and be prepared to live with the consequences. All right, guys, that's it for today. Take care. Bye-bye.